And we're back with another episode of B-Scar TV, and I have two very, very special guests. The first, Mr. Bradley Chubb, aka Chubb-a-Lane, going into his 6th year in the NFL, formerly with the Denver Broncos and now with the Miami Dolphins. And my man Jaelan Phillips, aka Pull-Ups, Big Dog, JP, PJ, the whole thing.
Yes, that's
what's happening, man?
What's up, fella?
What's up, bro?
B-Scar Radio, man. Back at it.
Let me introduce my dog. Big Scab, Cut. What else we call him?
The Scratch.
Scratch, everything. Come on, man.
To give y'all some background, people call me Scar or B-Scar, and my fellas here finally giving me a nickname, and I'm thankful.
No doubt.
Scab, Scratch.
There's depth to it too. It got meaning, real meaning.
I've had the Scar. I've had B-Scar and Scar since high school, so I've never been re-nicknamed since until you got.
You gotta evolve, man. You know, real slime.
I feel that though, cause I've always been Chubb, bro. You know what I mean? I've always been Chubb. Everybody call me Chubb, and I get here, bro, and this dude call me Brad, bro. Like I never like my parents and my brother. It's cool for them to call me Brad, but this dude started calling me Brad, bro, and he my dog, so we had to sit down. He listened. I said, "Hey, man, just go Brad Lee." You know what I'm saying? So now we good now. But
that's I feel crazy, on the crazy that he still let other people call him like. So we're not really.
We twins, bro. Come on, man. You know that.
I think I was there when you told him like.
Yeah,
I was sure too.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I was calling him Brad every day, and I had no idea. And he said something I'm like, "Bro, why you had me out here?"
You were talking to me about him as Brad, so I think I called you Brad a couple times.
Be Brad.
It started off cool, and it just started like, you know what I'm saying, wildfire. So I just couldn't have that no more. You know
it's really contagious.
It's contagious for sure. And when somebody calls you that, everybody hears it. So, like my agent, he calls me Brad because my mom, my dad, my brother, they all.
So you let Evie call you Brad? Like you don't let me call you?
Come on, man. It's different, bro. I told you it's different.
That's fine, bro. I gave him a rough fit in.
Just give it a little more time, bro. Try to slip the Brad in.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, next year.
Maybe next year.
Next training camp. Last night we had our rookie dinner. I think we should clap it up for Scam Good.
Scam coming in a little bit. He's gonna be in the background. He might make a guest appearance in a little bit.
Yeah, Scam Good will be here in a little bit. He dropped some serious cash on the Komodo dinner last night. And the full tab, $30,000.
Sheesh.
30 big ones.
That hurts.
Your rookie dinner was
I only had to pay 10. It was about 20, 23 last year.
23.
At Poppy Steak.
What was yours?
$3.99.
Oh, you didn't have a rookie dinner?
Yeah, I didn't have to do one, man. Luckily, I had some good vets, man. Vaughn and Shane Ray and Shaq Barrett. Like we was all like, we was just cool, man. So I just did like little stuff throughout the year and all that, but we didn't do no like big rookie dinners. So I didn't get taxed. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, you had good vets. I had Raekwon and Xavier Howard. And they had $4,000 tomahawk steaks. we had Opus One bottles. We had Magnum 1942. But it's the vibes though, man. I enjoy myself.
X is the worst.
X.
What he did last night was crazy. The Magnum bottles of 42.
I mean,
he didn't take no one shot.
And then,
just dish them out.
To be the first guy to leave though.
With a $2,000 bottle of wine too.
With a bottle in his hand.
He came up, bro. Hey, he's taking advantage of the opportunity.
Shout out Scam, man. Shout out Chandler. Who else? Cater.
McKinley.
McKinley.
Yeah. I didn't have to do a rookie dinner my year either. We didn't really do dinners at all, like in our position group when I first got into Houston. We had an older group. And so, like, dinner is on Friday. That wasn't really the vibes.
Yeah.
So then it just didn't make sense to do a rookie dinner at the end of the year either.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad we've been able to do dinners pretty consistently the last 2 years. Like, we fall off a little bit towards the end, but just having that fellowship once a week, like, I feel like it brings everybody a lot closer.
Yeah.
And like you said, I thought that was kind of common too. Like the fact that you said that you didn't really do that in other rooms, like, it's pretty cool. Pretty special.
So like, some position rooms are better than others, depending on which team you're on, right? Like the defensive backs were always good in Houston because they wanted to turn up on a Friday night. What's that?
He was there with K-Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, K-Jack gonna make sure all the DBs come.
He gonna make sure we go to dinner.
Used to find those guys, but they didn't come out. So like they was kind of like forced to come out, have a good time with the guys. You know what I mean? And like it just at first it's like a chore thing, but then it's like, all right, man, I'm gonna hang out with my dogs and build this car. You know what I mean? It just comes like a fun thing.
It's a vibe too.
Yeah.
You know, and the dinners, like I really enjoy going out to dinner the night before the game, especially when we travel.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going up to Foxborough and we're staying in Providence, like going to the Italian joint up the street, or like Buffalo, going to a restaurant. At one time we were in
the steakhouse.
We played the Jets and we were in New Jersey, and we made that trek up to whatever restaurant that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean those have been like for me part of like the road trip routine to really actually go see the city, because it's so easy to just go up there, stay in the hotel, play the game, and then you right on the plane back home.
Yeah.
You really didn't experience much.
Yeah, you got to walk around, soak it in a little bit at least.
Yeah.
We've been in some cool cities too. Like even Cincinnati kind of took me by surprise. Like real clean city. Like a bunch of things to do. Like I know Morgan came out and she went to a bunch of different restaurants, and apparently they have one of the best pasta spots in the whole country in Cincinnati. If you ever back there, but yeah, just walking around like different cities, and I mean we was talking about it before, all three of us, how like blessed we are to be able to travel and like get out. A lot of people don't even leave their state or their little area or whatever. So definitely got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah.
One thing that like traveling to different cities and stuff like that kind of messed me up during COVID. Like my first and second year, like man, we going to different restaurants. We, you know what I'm saying? Everybody hop in the car, we doing it. Then COVID hit, you know what I mean? And you got to stay in the hotel, you got to stay in your room, order room service, and that kind of became my new normal. So like this year and like last year, just kind of stayed in the room. You know what I mean? I want to get back to like going out to eat on Saturday nights before the games, and like all hopping in one little van going, you know what I'm saying, doing all that. So something I want to build on, but for sure messed me up in the past because having to stay in the hotel, you just kind of get in that routine. Yeah. But like JP said, man, it's a blessing just to even be in that position, travel to different cities, man. People don't even leave the city that they born and raised in at all, and we get to go to Buffalo 3 times in a season just to, you know what I'm saying, play a game, but you know, just to see different stuff. And
have to go to Buffalo?
Yeah.
I don't know about get to.
Yeah, have to, but you know what I'm saying, so it's dope.
Yeah, I think the camaraderie factor of being able to be, you know, with your guys, with your teammates outside of the facility, outside of the stadium, and the normal kind of just practice and meetings, to be able to go and have dinner and have some drinks or whatever, and really just get to like break bread with your guys.
And it's different too, because I know y'all old ladies be mad, like, you just with them all day, like, why you gotta go hang out with them? Like, it's just different. Being in the facility versus being outside the facility, it's just different. You know what I mean? Like, I understand, like, yeah, we've been around them all day, but you know what I mean? Like, in the facility, you gotta act a certain way. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You watching meetings, you talking about that stuff. Now I want to go out, hang out with my guys, talk about something totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny when Larry Zonka came in at the beginning of the year during training camp. You weren't here, but there was this whole thing about like it being 50 years from the last time that the Dolphins went undefeated in 72. So it was a 50-year anniversary. So we had a few like Dolphins players from that 72 team come up to practice and the meetings and talk to us about their experience. And Larry Zonka was talking about how this team that we had reminded him so much of the 1972 team. And he talked about the days like after practice, they would finish practice, it was super hot, whatever, and they would be trying to rush to get out of meetings so they can go to the bar up the street and have a few beers. That was 50 years ago, but it's like so similar now to, you know, how we think about like, okay, yo, it's the rookie dinner. Like, let's make sure we go and get everybody together. Komodo, have drinks, you know.
Nah, for sure. That's what you remember, bro. All the plays and all that, it's cool. You're going to make plays. You're going to do that. You're going to be in the NFL. But what you remember is the relationships you build, the connections you build. And 20 years down the line, when everybody got kids that's coming up and like, yeah, man, I played with your dad back in you know what I mean? So that's what you do it for.
Yeah. And your pops played in the NFL, right? He was with the Patriots?
The Patriots and the Packers, 1 year each. So did 2 years in the league. So
what position you play?
Outside backer.
Okay.
Tradition.
OLB's for life, man.
Come on, man. My brother played inside though, but still linebackers for life. So yeah, for sure.
Do you hear from him some of the same kind of stories, or meet some of his old teammates and hear some?
Yeah, no doubt, man. And it was like it was a blessing for me because I kind of got to see it twice before I got to experience it. So like, my dad would tell me his stuff, and then my brother went through the whole process of it too. So he would tell me his kind of view of it. So, and he still talks to his teammates. My dad still talks to his teammates from back then as well. So it's dope, man, just to see it come full circle all the time. You know what I mean? And like I said, lived it twice before I got to live it myself. So I kind of knew how to navigate just a little bit. So it's dope to have that.
Right. From a young age, did you know that it was football that you wanted to play?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna say yeah, bro, because in my head, I ain't had nothing else to like work towards. Not like to work towards, but like, I went to school, I did all that, but like football was always like my number one. And I kind of like always had that passion for it, man. I always wanted to work out, I always wanted to do stuff, and I just kind of knew, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, I just kind of felt it.
Right.
Just took off with it, just applied myself to it, and just took off with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, to see your dad be in the NFL,
right,
and then have your brother
start playing and see how he had success. I'm like, okay, it's destined. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. No, that's real. He could see it, you could achieve it. Type shit. Jay, it was a little probably different for you, maybe.
Remember I told you I wanted to go to Stanford just on some academic stuff. Like I played football growing up, obviously baseball. I didn't really play basketball too much, but like different sports, but also was into the music, also was into different things growing up. So really when I got to high school, like I said, I wanted to go to Stanford. That was like my dream. I don't know why. Like I just always loved Stanford. Because my mom's an administrator in the school district, so I feel like she always kind of wanted me to pursue, the academics. I wanted to be like a lawyer like my pops or something. And so high school, like I got that one offer my sophomore year from Washington as a tight end, actually, funny enough.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, scam, playing tight end.
Scam Putin.
After that, I was like, all right, bet. Like, I guess that's what we're doing. So, yeah, and honestly, I just really rode the wave for all that time. Like, just saw what happened and took a break, reassessed, came back. Like, so football to me, like, and going back to talking about the relationships and the brotherhood, like, one thing, having gone away from football, being in it, my life doesn't revolve around football, you know what I'm saying? And so being in the facility, like, can get real tedious when you dedicate so much time and energy to this thing. But when you got your brothers around you, it don't feel tedious at all.
Right.
Like, when I'm telling you, coming to the facility every single day, I'm happy, bro. Enjoying myself, talking, goofing around, but locking in when we need to, like accomplishing things together, working towards the same goal, but also just being lighthearted and having fun. Like,
who's this?
Mister.
This is Mister. This is Mister. He's a ragdoll cat. He's from
and we
California.
have another very special guest, Mister.
This is
got blue eyes.
People like to hate on me for having a cat, but
I thought you had multiple cats, though.
I did in college. I had 2 other cats and gave them away to the former mayor of Miami, funny enough.
Really?
Randomly. Found him on Facebook. And he
Francis
wanted my
Suarez?
cats. It's one of them. Because it might have been a mayor of like Coral Gables or something too, like one of them. But my sister was helping me find it and dropped them off and I skedaddled, went to Cali.
Damn.
And then got drafted back here, so I really could have kept the cats.
Right.
I think 1 cat's enough. If I had 3 cats here, I'd be pushing it.
Nah, for sure.
You might judge me a little bit.
Nah, for sure.
Just a little bit. Which is understandable.
You're a cat man. That's all right.
Yeah.
You can be a cat man.
I know who I am.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. When you first seen the picture of the cat, I was like, man, this dude got a cat. Come on, man. But then, you know what I'm saying? You my dog. You my twin. I see the vision now, man. Come on, man.
you
Mr.
got a
Cool,
hold
my dog,
off
cool.
on
I see it.
Mr. the main star of the show right now. He's sitting there front and center.
You going into high school, getting offers, and actually, end up being like an elite football player. But your dad was a lawyer. Your mom was an administrator. Seems like football kind of just found you.
Honestly,
in the same, or you found football where like football kind of found you. I almost call you Brad, but Chubb, because you came from a family of elite football players. And when I had our intern Dylan start doing some research for this interview, and the first thing he said was like, "Yo, Jaelan's highlight film, his high school highlight films got me shook." I was like, I've never seen it, but I can imagine.
No, it's crazy though. Like coming from all different walks of life and people, like especially when you get to the NFL, because in college, pretty much everybody's like wanting to go to the league. Like obviously the walk-ons and stuff, they're kind of more life oriented, their degree, things like that. But most everybody who's on scholarship is pretty much trying to go to the league. But just like once you get to that league and you meet your teammates and stuff, it's just like how you said, it's like how I kind of find football, but have other interests outside of it and have done other things and stuff. And there's people that football has just been their whole entire life. That's what they love to do. Like it's various levels of passion for the game, of need for the game, necessity for the game. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of your parents, your family, things like that, your interests outside of it, like I said. So it always is fascinating, like hearing people's stories and like, because a lot of people live and die football. Like this is what they do. They are at home watching film all day. Like that's what they do.
Right.
I get home, I'm watching TV, vibing out.
I feel that. I feel that. Were your parents supportive of it, of the pursuit?
They were always supportive of it. And when I stopped playing, they were supportive of me pursuing music as well. But my dad was always like, he was just, man, I think you should give football another try. And every single day I was like, no, I'm done with it. Like, it's not for me. And when you're in that mindset of trying to, it's almost like a breakup, right? When you're like meeting a new girl, you don't want to be thinking about your ex the whole time. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fully give yourself to this new girl or a new passion for me, which was music. So I'm trying to pursue the music and I'm trying to give my all to it, not even think about football. And had some trauma from it and stuff and just like the experiences I had. But my dad, every day, he was just, we would argue about it sometimes, like really get into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he wouldn't yell at me, but I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, it's not my passion, this and that. And he's just like, well, there's so many other circumstances. Like, you don't even know if it's not your passion. Like, it could have been the experiences that traumatize you, that you have these bad memories of, not the game itself. Because the game itself is, like I said, we've been playing it our whole lives. Like, it's as easy as you go out there and just enjoy yourself, you know what I'm saying? But so we used to get into it, and he just always told me, like, just give it another shot. And I ended up giving it another shot, even when I was hesitant about it, but that was probably the best decision I ever could have made, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can imagine he saw the passion that you had playing when you were younger, and then seeing that kind of taken from you. It's like, man, maybe you should think about going and pursuing it again.
You know, parents always got that perspective, so he looking from the outside in. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Football.
So,
Brennan, I know we're the guests on the podcast episode, but I would like to hear about your evolution, man, and what you've been doing with Scarlet Creative and everything you've been doing, because I know you've been doing things before we met, but I feel like you really kicked it into high gear these last year and a half, maybe even a little bit less than that.
Yeah.
And like seeing some of the stuff you do is like extremely impressive. So I kind of want to hear about like the journey with that.
Yeah. So ever since I was really in high school, even before that, like I've always had something outside of the game too. When I was in school, high school, college, it was class. Yeah. It was my schoolwork, and I really enjoyed being in school. And my family, they, my parents both went to college and pushed school on me, and I embraced it. Came up in private school through my younger years, and when I ended up getting into the league, not having that actually was like a difficult adjustment for me, because once I finished practice, you finish watching film, meetings, I was like, damn, what else? What else is there for me to do? And after my first couple of years, I started getting into video content and thinking about branding, and I actually did an externship at Complex Networks, back when Complex was really the first of its kind, being the hub for lifestyle and the millennial cool kid, right? And when you go to their Instagram, they music, fashion, sports, the whole thing. And so I got to go up to New York and spent 3 weeks there. And I spent a week with each department. It was editorial, it was video, and social. And I got to basically see an idea for a piece of video content come in, the people write about it, come up with it. Boom, a guy would create the video, film it, chop it up, and the next day the social team would be pushing it out on their social platforms. And I was like, damn, this process is it's not easy, but this is something that I could do.
So you got put onto the whole process.
Got put onto the whole process, and I had people that were in my ear that were like, "Yo, you should think about this. Like, think about treating yourself as a brand." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm an undrafted guy on my rookie contract. You know, the average lifespan of this NFL career is like 3.5 years. I got a bunch of fans that like love me as a Houston Texan. Is there a way that I can like flip it and have people be engaged with like Brennan Scarlett as the person?
Mm-hmm.
And so I could kind of like leverage that influence when the game was over for me. And then I also just kind of, I enjoy the creative part of making a video, having an idea, like bringing it to life, all that stuff. So all of that packaged together came Scarlet Creative, which is like the creative hub for any of my creative endeavors, and now trying to like grow it beyond that for any other athlete or brand who wants to grow their own creative, like creative platforms on social media or otherwise with a brand. And so like trying to create a business around it, and now treating Brennan Scarlet, B-Scar TV almost as just one client under the whole business umbrella.
That's dope.
Do you feel like it's headed in like one particular direction, or is something that's kind of like constantly evolving and changing and incorporating new things? And
it's evolving. Like, it's funny. I was just having this conversation last night about like, you know, for me, I enjoy the creative process, but I also enjoy the like business development of the whole thing, right? So like for me, I sit in an executive seat thinking around like, how are we going to cash flow? How is this business going to grow and scale and make more money? But then I'm also in the seat of like, I'm the talent on B-Scar TV. And this is my chance to be creative and like be a better host and think about how we're going to present this content to an audience on Instagram versus TikTok versus YouTube, right? So I think the evolution is going to be hopefully like have the trajectory going in both ways, and being able to build as the businessman, as the executive, and also be able to lean on the talent side and the creativity. And I'm really hopeful that like I kind of put the pieces in place for the business so that I can really lean into the creativity, because that was the whole point of like this being created was, you know, now I can have basically build a business behind my like creative endeavors. You know what I mean? Instead of just like doing them willy-nilly, let me like create some structure to it.
So you kind of got like two hats with it. Like when you put the business hat on, is it more of a chore, or is it still like something fun you want to do, like something like you passionate about?
I enjoy it, bro.
Yeah.
And like I wear the business hat in like a few different ways. Like this Scarlet Creative is my first hat on like having a team and growing a team and like being a CEO and managing people. The real estate that I do is another business hat, and like other investments and like thinking about like the real big picture. And I love that shit, bro. Like I'm passionate about it. And I was a business major in college at Cal, and then at Stanford I was engineering. So like I kind of just built this whole resume, I guess, and I found that, you know, and when in the times where like I got injured, I wasn't able to play football, I was really leaning into those classes. And then I ended up getting to the league, and now I got some money, and it's like, damn, everything I just learned the past 5 years, I'm about to put it in action. I'm about to start making plays.
And it's pretty impressive and unique that you do wear both hats, like you said, too, because like oftentimes I feel like you see, whether it's like the music industry, you got the creative, you got the artist, but then you have a manager that manages the business stuff. Rarely do you see, there's some people like Russ does both. He's independent. He does all the artistry stuff and he handles the business stuff. Or in business, you got CEOs versus founders. Like the founders start everything and the CEO manages everything. So to be able to do both at the same time, like it's definitely admirable. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you kind of see it more and more in entertainment now. It's like people having their own production companies or talent having their own production companies. And it's actually been happening for a long time. Like now it's more, you know, with athletes, right? You have like Spring Hill with LeBron, or you have like The Rock and $7. But then, you know, Will Smith has his own production company that he started back in like 2002 or maybe the late 90s, was basically like for every movie that he was in, every film he was in, and being like the creative talent, like he was going to bring his team onto it in the form of the production company, right? And so the same thought process for me, like if B-Scar TV ever makes it to, you know, a streaming platform, Netflix, then like Scarlet Creative is going to produce that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's like really, I think that the talent piece is, at the end of the day, the creativity is what like breeds the most value.
Yeah, because you can't have anything without good content.
Exactly.
Like, content is key.
Yeah, so that's why you got us, man.
Yeah. And Scam.
Scam Newton, come on, man.
Come say what's up, man. Come show the camera.
Come on, bro. Join the show, man.
You can watch from over here, man.
Scam Hood.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I can throw this over there?
Yeah.
I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. It's been a fun journey. It's been, you know, stressful at times, but I enjoy it. I feel like I'm learning a ton, building how I'm building, and you know, at the time when like, you know, football is done for me, it's something that I'm going to continue to do, and feel like kind of getting some experience now is going to help me in that transition whenever that time comes.
Facts. Yeah, you're going to be in such a good position because obviously you're going to miss football. You're going to miss the camaraderie. You're going to miss everything that comes with it. But you've been developing this for so long and been passionate about it for so long. Like, you're going to have a seamless transition and be able to help other people with their transitions too. You know what I'm saying? Just putting them on game, showing them the blueprint because you figured it out essentially for your own lane. And it's applicable to other things because, you know, just that whole idea of incorporating the business and actually taking the initiative to learn yourself and put yourself in good positions and not just rely on everybody else. I feel like as athletes a lot of times too, and, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you feel like we kind of get coddled sometimes in a sense
100%.
where even if it's like, if I need a new license, my head of security can get me front of the line at the DMV tomorrow, I'll get that tomorrow. A normal person will have to wait weeks. My girlfriend, like, she literally had to wait months to renew her license, like in COVID on some crazy stuff. So I feel like for so long, we're used to everything being so convenient for us and everything kind of being handed to us. And so you definitely at some point got to break out of that and actually like learn how to start doing stuff yourself. Yeah.
Take control of your own shit. You know what I mean? At least gives you some sense of control and some like identity outside of just ball, which I found to be valuable. You know, and I think about like, when I think about like my trials and tribulations, you know, back with injuries or whatever, when I was coming up and I was forced to like put football to the side, you know, football being taken from me. It's like, damn, what you left with after that, you know, having to deal with that. And even honestly, in the past, like, few months, you know, when I left Miami this first time, after training camp, and then being like, damn, like forced to face like, damn, what if I'm not a football player no more? You know, and that's tough, but like being able to go from football and having that and then be able to turn to like these other things that I know I'm passionate about, that I know I'm like also, you know, involved in, and it's already kind of there for me, bro, it was super helpful. Like it would have been a much harder 10 weeks without like anything for me to like think about or do other than, of course, like train and PT, you know.
No doubt.
That's also just how I am though. Like I'm a busybody, bro. I gotta be doing shit. Nah, hell nah, bro. Like I gotta be productive in some way or I just feel.
So you're not like a TV show movie guy?
Like, I like a movie, but I'm not a television series cat. Nah. Like give me the beginning, middle, and end, like right here in this one sitting.
I feel you. I feel you. You just like my brother, bro. He can't sit still, bro. Y'all just, you know what I'm saying? Just gotta always be doing something. He got every time slotted out. Just funny, bro. Just funny how people operate. Yeah. Could be successful, just, you know what I'm saying? Two totally, like, I'm laid back, chill. I can sit here for 3 hours and not do nothing. Like, I can vibe, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny how people are just productive in their own way.
Yeah. I've come across the way that I came across you and your brother was from your foundation. And there was a time that actually, like, through Scarlet Creative, we were doing research about guys around the league and some of their nonprofit work in like a couple of different markets. And your name came up. and that you and your brother were doing some things in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And so now to hear you say that, like, how do you two work together on something like that?
Yeah, bro. So he luckily, man, like I said, bro, he's on it, bro. Like everything when it comes to just like he the older brother. Like, he had to look out for me all the time. So like no matter what it is, he always gonna be on point, always looking out, always doing it. So well, his last year of college was 2016, and his first year in the league, man, he was just like, man, I want to start a foundation. Like I know you're in college right now, you can't really do nothing to like help this because back then it was not NIL and all that. It was
so
like
you were still in college?
So I was still in college, yeah.
Oh wow.
When we started it, so he was like, yeah, man. So his first year doing it, he was on P Squad. I think ended up getting hurt or something like that, and so he had some downtime. So he was just in the community, man. Had like some shirts made, brought some kids that like one of my mom's best friends, her daughter is actually a teacher at some school. So like she brought all the kids who had like high grades on their test scores or whatever. They went to a Georgia Tech versus Wake Forest game because he went to Wake Forest, and that was like kind of our first event. So like he kind of just got things going with that, and our vision was just, man, just to use this platform, bro. Like people look to us no matter what we do, what we say. Like just because I got that Miami Dolphins logo, I got that 2 on my jersey. Like people gonna look to you to be like some form of motivation, some form of like hope, some form of anything. You know what I mean? People just look to just because of the position we in. And it's always funny to me, like Charles Barkley say, and we ain't no role models. Like in your head, you could think that, but like it's not how it is. You know what I mean? Like people look to you just because of who you are. You know what I mean? So we wanted to use that platform to like activate human potential is our motto. And so as soon as I got out of school, man, we had our first camp my rookie year. Like right before I even played it down in NFL, and like I remember people at NFLPA were just like, man, people don't do that. Like you got a good support system in your corner, like you good. So like I told my brother that, man, we just kind of kept our head on straight, man, wanting to keep building. And yeah, man, just first had that camp, and then went through my rookie season. Then we had like a tutoring initiative in Atlanta. Then we had like a Shark Tank type thing. We had a group of kids get together and like kind of come up with their own invention that could help their community. And it's just crazy to see first graders, second graders, like fifth graders talking about like just crazy stuff that you wouldn't even think of, but it could help their community out. You know what I mean? And just presenting that to us and to like donors and stuff, and like just to see like the work we're doing in the community, and we just keep building, man. And now that we down here, bro, and the stuff you do in the community, the stuff like everybody in this team does in the community, it's just gonna do nothing but to help take this off, man. So it's something we're passionate about for sure, though, and want to keep pushing. And had camps, like I said, every year since then, and just giving kids something to see, man, something to work towards. It don't have to be football; it could be whatever. But as long as you just seeing like a positive influence to believe in you and putting a smile on your face and just doing a good deed. I mean, for me, it's nothing. I go out there 30 minutes, an hour of my time. I'm just going out there just being me. You know what I mean? But for them, it's like world changing, life changing. You know what I mean? So it's dope to see how that impact just resonates with people.
And even if it's just one kid out of 100,
bro,
it's still one life that you change. You know what I'm saying?
And that one kid gonna change somebody else's life. And that, you know what I'm saying, just a trickle down effect. So it's dope.
Nah, that shit it's heavy to think about how much people look up to us, like you said. And it's funny that you do that quote, like we're no role models and stuff, because you know we're human, we make mistakes too, but our mistakes have the consequences could be so much heavier and so much like more unintended consequences. Like we go out here and do some wild shit, and like it literally might be some kid's hero that did that, like completely disappointed him, stuff like that. But it's a blessing at the same time too.
It's a blessing.
What they say, heavy is the head.
100%.
Feel me?
One thing I loved about our room, bro, is like we just have fun with it. Like no matter what, and going through different things, having ups and downs, dealing with, you know, certain bullshit that, you know, we ain't gonna talk too much about, but we had each other at the end of the day, no matter what, and always kept it solid, always held each other down, always encouraged each other and prayed for each other, kept each other accountable, man. I think that's like such a blessing and so rare, and like, you know, people don't really talk about it. Like people be saying, you know, what's understood don't gotta be said, stuff like that. But I like to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? I like to put it out there. I think it's important to recognize like how fortunate we are that we have that. Even like Morgan, you know, she runs her own business, and we talk a lot about how, you know, how much she misses college and college sports and things like that. Just when you have a village around you and you got people to support you and things like that. And you know, if you're not working in a work environment, in a workplace, you're not really gonna have that. And you know, the world is so independent nowadays. People doing all this stuff, virtual, all that stuff, and so the fact that, you know, we can be around. We have our pick from 100 dudes every single day who to talk to. It's like constant entertainment. Like, that sounded crazy, but
no, I feel what you're saying. Though. I feel what you're
like,
saying. You can talk to, you know,
anybody,
get a serious conversation, talk to one person.
Go bullshit with somebody else, go make fun of somebody, gamble with somebody.
Then just have a cool just position room too. You know, between the
dope.
4 of us here, you got Gink, you got Mel. The dynamics of that room is just guys from all different places.
I'm gonna miss that shit
of the
forever,
map.
bro. I'm telling you.
Everybody cool though, and we're all compete at the same time. It's funny because we're competing for the same snaps. But then we're also like rooting for each other.
We never. There was never an ounce of hate in this room.
And that's what I love, bro. Coming from Denver, bro. Like honestly, bro. Like I told my mom when I first got to Miami, I was like, okay, boom. I know they're gonna give me a contract with all that, but like, yeah, I know all the work I put in. But like these people around me, like it's cool if I got paid in Denver. Yeah, all my dogs with me. Yeah, let's celebrate. But like I don't know nobody out here. Like they just gave me so much money, so like people gonna look at me differently, like walking into the room, but. It was never like that in the outside linebacker room, bro. Like I thought, like okay, I'm new to the room, so he might look at me differently. I got all this money, okay, blah blah blah. But it was never like that, bro. And that's the one thing I love about that room so much, bro. Everybody just welcome me, being selfish, welcome me with open arms, bro. Like like nothing happened. Like pick back up, like my dog JP. Like when you came in, bro, it was like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew y'all for 10 plus years, and Scam. You know what I'm saying? Always been right there too. So like. It was just dope, bro. Like, it really doesn't go unnoticed. Like JP said, what's understood ain't got to be explained, but it really doesn't go unnoticed that how warming and welcoming that room was for sure.
I will say you do a good job, too, though. You shake everybody's hand whenever you walk in the room.
Try to, bro. Yeah,
whenever you come off the field, you give people, you dap people up. Like more so than anybody I've been around, bro. Like, you like to shake hands, bro.
But the thing is,
but it's good though. It makes people feel like okay, cool.
Comfortable,
guard down. Like,
and I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Cool.
A lot of people get to do a lot of hate, bro. But I learned that from Russell Wilson, bro. Like before the season, dog, he got us together and was like, "Hey, man, like it was like weird at the time because like, why are you talking to us about this? Like, it was just like a study he read up on like people who average the most like touches between teammates throughout a game or a championship series or something like that. It was the Warriors versus who they played, the Cavs. Warriors versus Cavs, like the Warriors averaged like 100 times more like touches between teammates than the Cavs did in that series, and they went off to win. You know what I'm saying? And like Steve Nash, his MVP year averaged more touches than he did ever like all his other years. So like during camp and training camp and OTAs, like it was a joke. Like, hey, let's get our touches in, but like you just go up to guys, touch them, just dap them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Come off the field, like in the meet room. You know what I'm saying? Training room, because you never know what somebody going through, bro. Just dap them up, see what's up. You know what I'm saying? So. It was a little lesson I learned for us though. It was dope.
Damn.
For sure.
That's cool. So that's intentional.
Yeah, it's intentional.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point where it just happens at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just cause.
Get the reps in, and that just becomes habit, muscle memory.
For sure. I think it does. I mean, it's definitely like, brings a person's guard down. If there is any guard, right? You coming in, being a new guy, and then kind of just like you're opening your arms up to the rest of the room. Yeah. It makes the room easier to relax too.
No doubt.
Yeah. So when you came over from Denver, I'm gonna pivot a little bit. When you did come over to from Denver, and Miami paid you what they paid you, obviously that's a lot of what we work for through our first contract, our first few years in the league, and you were able to reach that goal. That dream, that vision that you've had. How now do you think about the game differently, or how are you motivated now, right? Because I'm not saying that like the money was the motivation or the sole motivation for your first few years, but it is, it's a life-changing amount of money that's going to change not just your life, but the generations of Chubbs after you.
Yeah.
Right? So now like
Chubbs.
All them Chubbs.
Little Chubbers.
So how do you stay motivated? What's inspiring you now?
Honestly, bro, just the future of everything, man. Like just seeing, because, bro, like my first couple of years, man, I kind of deal with a lot of injuries and stuff, like, and was on the field, off the field, and kind of, like y'all said, man, kind of stepped back and had the game taken away from me. You know what I mean? Kind of like saw life for what it was, and saw it like with me and Vaughn, man, in Denver, like the opportunity was missed, bro, like because of injuries. Like we had that first good year, like it was great, 12 sacks, 14 sacks. Then the next year I go down. we could come back. All right, bet we're gonna do it again. And that year he goes down, and then the fourth year is like, you know what I'm saying, up in the air. So you just see how quickly that window closes, bro. And like, yeah, being drafted first round, that's cool. Getting the contract is cool, but like, you're only gonna be remembered like what you did on the field. Like in the game of football, you're only gonna be remembered for what you did on the field. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you made, all that, like what I did on the field, how I helped my team win. And in Denver, I never won, bro. Like never saw a winning season, never sniffed. Like in December, I'm playing just for stats at that point. You know what I mean? Never playing for something. You know what I mean? And you just see how fast that window closes. So now that I'm comfortable, bro. I got my money. I don't need to go out and do the most. Like I just need to make sure I'm healthy, make sure my family's good, and give my all to my craft. And that's like where my mindset has gone. And my motivation now, man, is my future family. Like, for sure. I want kids. I want my girlfriend now to be my wife. I want all that to move forward. I want to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my motivation now, just keeping everything the main thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like if I handle all my business, man, the football stuff going to take care of itself. Yeah. So my main thing, bro, just my dog K-Jack, you know what I'm saying? He always say, add to the resume. That's my main thing now, bro. Adding to that resume, making sure I'm stamped as one of the best to do when I'm done. And doing it like worry-free at this point. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope.
It's the legacy.
You feel me?
Yeah. At the game, at least. JP, how you think about shit, man? You just finished your second year. Yeah. You balled out. How you inspired, bro?
Bro, I'm inspired. Like, part of it, like I said, is people around me, bro. And having even somebody like Chubb, somebody like Melvin, who's kind of like set the precedent, set the example from before, like, having people around me encouraging me, because, you know, sometimes I doubt myself. Sometimes I, in the past, have dealt with confidence issues. I've dealt with, you know, do I want to do this? Do I not want to? And so for me, like, I've been just trying to stay as present as possible. Honestly, I don't even try to look in the future. I feel like with my ability and what God's blessed me with and the work ethic and shit that I have too, I feel like I can really, you know, take it as far as, you know, God and my body will let me.
Yeah.
But I really try not to even look too far ahead, because so much has changed in my life in the past couple of years. You know what I'm saying? And I know that things could change. And really, I just try to soak in the moment now and just appreciate like what I got going on. Appreciate the people that's around me. Appreciate like this season especially, bro. I've really been getting into my faith more and just understanding that like through hard times, through success, through good times and bad, like you always got to be grateful and you always got to give the glory to God. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, like my motivation is I've always, you know, wanted to be excellent, and my whole family, they're excellent in everything they do. And that's kind of been the standard my whole life. And so, you know, sometimes that adds a little bit of pressure to what I'm doing. And sometimes if I get away from being present and I start worrying about things that I can't control, like people's perception of me and how I'm doing, how people are thinking about me, stuff like that, then, you know, it can kind of derail you. So for me, just like practicing, bringing myself back in, you know what I'm saying, taking care of my business so I don't have any anxieties and worries, because I know I'm handling business. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm coming in early. I know I'm doing extra, more than what's required of me. Right. I know I'm pushing myself every single day. And so, you know, just having that, and then like I said, having people around me who encourage me and push me to keep moving forward, and who also are like-minded and having the same goals, like it just makes me excited about the future more so than like, oh, I got to hit this goal or I got to do this and this is how it's going to be. Like for me, I'm just excited for the opportunities that are going to be coming, like, because we know how incredible the experiences could be if we have success, especially in this situation that we're in down here in Miami on the Dolphins, with all the stories that have been behind us and the history and everything. Like, if we go in there and do our thing, we're going to be legends. Like, and Mike says it all the time, and it's funny because, you know, Mike, bro, he just be talking sometimes, and so, but he really is speaking when it comes to that. Yeah, like, he's really, like, if you really sit there and think about it, like, we could really be legendary. And so just to have that potential and to have that opportunity up for the taking, like, that's the motivation right there. Like, just to keep everything straight and just like keep focused on what we're doing and trying to keep progressing, like I said, just so that we can even attain that stuff. So yeah, man. This last season, and we talked actually around this time last year, a little bit later, you know, because it was February, it was Super Bowl. But around that time, just reflecting on my rookie year, you know, we talked a lot about the ups and downs and learning how to be more even-keeled, and like, you know, just the things that I learned from that season. And the funny thing, coming into the second year, I was like, man, I already got it figured out, or I thought I did at least, you know what I'm saying? And then come into the year and immediately start having those ups and downs again. And so it's just that constant confirmation and even being grateful for all the adversity, because every time you go through that adversity and overcome it, you feel invincible, bro. You feel 100%. So much stronger as a man. Like when you get over some shit, because bro, there'll be so many times when you're going through something, even camp this year, like, I was doing really well, and then there was a time for a couple weeks straight that I was just like bombing, and Ty was on my ass. You was there, I mean, you know what that's just like, and just being able to bring myself up out of that, and without even thinking about it, just staying true to the routine, staying true to the process, and then all of a sudden you look up and you're having success, and people looking at you in a high regard and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, things can change any day. That's why you just be grateful for what we got, man.
Hell yeah.
It's dope.
Keep your
It's
head
funny
down,
you said
man.
that, though, about, like, you thought you had everything figured out, then boom, you start going through the same stuff again. But I've had that same, you know what I'm saying, challenges and stuff, too. Like, you think you got everything figured out, so you kind of, like, change up. All right, I don't need to do that no more. I was doing that to feel good. I don't need to do that no more. All right, bet, boom, boom, boom. And then like, you get to a point, you think you get so comfortable, then boom, everything start coming back, and you just, like, start, like, panicking. And if you just stay even keel, stay doing what you know what I'm saying, stay consistent to the grind, all that stuff, just take care of yourself.
Yeah. The discipline is the hardest
We
part
just talking
of it.
about that, bro. Discipline, dog, in anything, bro. Discipline in relationships and just football and everything, bro. Just discipline, just everyday life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just
I saw a quote. I think Stephon Diggs or somebody had tweeted it out at some point, and it was so funny because you know when you see something and it just hits you, like it's like, man, this is talking to me right now. It was like maybe 3 weeks ago, and I'm just dragging ass, bro, tired, like fuck. And I seen the tweet, and it was like, when you're losing motivation, that's when that discipline kick in. Because it's like a lot of times you think like, oh, you got to be motivated. You gotta have this motivation to get up and do this shit. But the reality is motivation wanes, and you can have times where you don't feel motivated at all. But that's why you gotta have that discipline to take over those times and be able to actually do that shit.
Yeah. Or when things start not going your way, then you always want to lean back into the discipline harder, right? Like, damn, why? Let me get back on track. So let me lean harder into my routine or my schedule or whatever, so I can get shit back on track. And then shit's on track, and then you can, then you breathe, and it's like maybe then shit start falling off, and it's this whole cycle. It's like, how hard can you, regardless of if things are going right or going wrong, that you are staying disciplined to whatever your routine, whatever your craft is that got you there. That's the hardest part.
It's so funny because growing up and even in like college and shit, like my early college days, Chip Kelly liked to like do a lot of quotes and army sayings and David Goggins, these hard ass things. And a lot of the times I was like, man, this shit's so cliche. Like this shit is so whatever. But it's like the older you get and the more things you go through and the more you experience, I feel like I'm a walking cliche now, bro. Because when people ask me for advice, it's always, you know, whatever cliche there is about discipline or about this and that, but it's
That's
all
really
facts, bro. It is really what it is.
Bro. It's crazy. Because, like you said, as a kid, you're like, I don't want to hear this, but you keep saying the same thing. It's just different ways of saying it, but it's facts, bro. It's crazy.
Those quotes live forever for a reason.
For real.
That's fire. Well, fellas, I appreciate y'all taking the time to holler at me on B-Scar TV.
No doubt, brother.
Our last few episodes, we like to end with a list of high quality questions. So I'm gonna whip out some high quality questions.
I like that.
For you guys.
Q&A.
That boy came in with them smearies on.
Oh God, bro, you been
Come
stepping.
on, man.
The bandana motherfuckers.
Okay.
You got about 3 pair of them. You got the red ones too.
With the cow
Just
sweat
those
shorts.
Oh, okay. You going stupid, bro.
Chill shit.
Chill vibe.
True to it, not new to it.
All right, Chubb, this first one is for you. What was the best fashion trend of 2022, and what trend needs to be left behind in 2022?
This one easy for me.
Best fashion trend 2022 was I don't know, bro, to be honest with you. I like them low-top Ricks. I feel like a lot of people were bringing out the low-top Ricks.
You were just wearing them.
I was just wearing them, yeah. A lot of people were bringing out the low-top Ricks in 2022. So I'll say that one. And one that needed to be left behind, I don't know, bro. You have to come back to me on that.
All right, bet.
Off top, best one, flare pants, boy. Flare pants, bro, viral. Like, to me, it's just like it gives like the most 70s slick rig goddamn cocaine cowboy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just such like a old school vibe. Yeah. And you can put that shit on, bro. It should look fire. Like Melvin, the way Melvin be stepping, bro. The way Melvin be stepping, he literally look like a goddamn disco star, cocaine kingpin. Goddamn 80s, bro, for real. That shit hard. Yeah, that shit hard. I like the flare pants. Something that could get dropped.
What needs to get dropped?
Corsets. And
were corsets a thing in 22?
Not for men. I'm just saying. And I don't know if I'm allowed to be opinionated for women trends, but
I think you are.
I feel like
why corsets, you don't like the corsets, bro?
What are we in the fucking Renaissance era, bro?
You just talked about flare pants.
Yeah, but
and cocaine cowboys.
Bro,
they can't take it back to the Renaissance.
Corsets to me, it's a little too Victorian. It's a little too, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It's just
that gut hang.
It just be them TikTok trends, bro. Like to me, a lot of it be so unoriginal. Not to the point, because whoever originated it, you know what I'm saying? Whoever like brought that shit back, like yeah, that's fine. Like, you doing that when nobody's doing it. But I feel like, and it's not just girls, but I feel like so many people with this like TikTok age and all that, they're just copycats. Literally, they just see something, they're gonna put it on. You know what I'm saying? Bite it. So, yeah.
What's the difference between copying something and being inspired by something? Because you can see a style and then like, okay, yo, I'm gonna take something.
Taking inspiration.
That's the key. Is taking
a piece of it. Copying it, bro. Like, I don't want to say like the brand because you know what I'm saying, but it's one company that take like the silhouette of a shoe and make the same exact silhouette of the shoe, but just put a different brand like logo.
Right.
That's copying, of course. But taking inspiration is just like, I don't know, just like taking a piece, like taking you see how they meshed the 3 stripes right here, taking that and put it into your shoe right there. You know what I'm saying?
You just gotta be able to freak some shit, like make it your own, like put a little twist on it. That's the only difference, like. Yeah, my girl be doing all the TikTok trends, but she gonna elevate it. She gonna, custom make it where she got rhinestones on her shit, or she gonna thrift all this different things, and like so. Yeah, I can appreciate originality when it comes to that. But
yeah, fashion is a form of self-expression, and I feel like you should always try to put as much as yourself as you can into your appearance, into your style, versus just either copying or going with a trend because you feel like other people gonna think it's fly. Like fuck what other people think. This is about how you express yourself.
Facts.
Okay, I like that. Who dropped the best album of 2022? Y'all both are some music heads, so I feel like this is a relevant question.
Duh.
What is it?
Boomin' or what Future album?
Boomin' was in January.
I guess so. So we're talking about 2022?
Yeah. You talking about 2022, right?
We're talking 2022.
All right. So Never Liked You?
Never Liked You.
Oh, yeah?
Best album in 20... I liked... bro, I can't lie.
You a Future head.
Come on, man.
Was Drake's shit 21 or 22?
Which one?
He
dropped 2, didn't he?
Call it the one that had TSU and Race My Mind and all that shit on it.
Oh. Certified Lover Boy?
Certified Lover Boy. Was that 21 or 22? No, it wasn't 20. That couldn't have been 20. I got put onto it late though. I didn't.
Oh, let me see.
Okay, well, even
the 21 Savage
21.
album
that was
with Drake. That was in 22. And then it was
I liked his rhythm one. I liked that one. The Nevermind. Sorry, what's that one?
Honestly, Nevermind.
Honestly, Nevermind. Yeah, that one was super hard to me, in its own way. In its own way.
You ain't like that?
It was unique. It was unique for sure. Certified Lover Boy 21. 21. I'm trying to think of who else dropped this year that was good. Yeah, that shit fire.
Honestly, Nevermind was tight.
I don't even know who else like big names really dropped a big project. Kodak dropped a project that was solid. Raw Wave dropped a project that had a couple good songs. Yeah, I haven't listened to Dirk's new stuff.
I didn't even listen to Lil Baby's album.
I ain't gonna lie.
Baby's album didn't get played.
That boy Gone One went crazy too, but I know he trending topic right now. But he did have a good album last year.
What was it called?
With P Power and shit like that.
Yeah,
that might have been.
I'm
that might have. What?
Nah, never mind.
Punk 21.
It was 21.
Yeah. Gunna shit hit 2022. That was like off season, beginning of off season. That P Power shit. Yeah, that shit was.
Who was the girl that you had in your top 5? That was like the most off the wall.
It was
just
a girl.
the one that didn't like.
Well, I had Hercules.
There's 3 photos here. Which one doesn't fit? You know,
Well, I had How Far You'll Go from Hercules or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had Morgan Wallen. It wasn't a girl. Morgan Wallen's a country boy. He sings country. Yeah. I was listening to him a lot because my girl's best friend. Huh?
That's the top you listen to?
It's one of the artists you listen to. He'd be listening to a lot more cornball country shit too. Like Morgan Wallen, a little more like modern, like pop shit. What? But yeah, I think Morgan Wallen's the one you're talking about.
Yeah. I downloaded their stuff.
I saw you podcast on Scarlet TV.
So it's corny? You said it's corny? You know I don't like his music taste, so I don't care.
Who had the best interception, sack, or defensive celebration this past season?
On our team?
In the league.
The interception where they tossed it back from the Patriots?
Oh, I did see that.
Was that the Patriots?
I think it was.
He jumped up, bro. It was in the end zone. He jumped up, caught it, threw it back. Just homeboy caught it.
It might have been the Seahawks.
Oh, okay.
I forgot who it was.
Not a celebration.
No.
But what's the best?
Oh, you said play.
Best celebration? He did say interception. Oh, interception or sack celebration. Oh.
Okay, let's reframe this question.
What was the best celebration?
Who had the best celebration, offensively or defensively, this past season?
I like when Devontae Smith, when he was playing the Cowboys, you know, the Salvation Army. He went to the Salvation Army. He put the ski mask on, and Christmas, like, took the gifts out and put it in. That was hard. That was hard. He kicked the door in. Yeah, that was hard.
They got 2 in my top 2 there, because that one for sure, and then the one where they did the what movie is that? Stop the Yard intro. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
I forgot who they was.
It was Crumpin?
No, actually. They got top 3 because when A.J. Brown took his towel off and started whooping the goalpost against Tennessee.
That shit was hard, too. That shit was super hard.
Yeah, Eagles went crazy.
You get fined for that? You think
he got fined? Because you can't involve the goalpost.
What about you, Stan?
I was going to say kicking in the door.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then
I like the, I don't know his name, the Giants. You know, Giants, you get on a sack celebration, big dude. It's like Big Sexy or something.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence. Sexy Dexy.
I ain't finna do that.
What he do? He get down and start like doing this shit? Yeah. Throwing ass when you fucking get a sack.
Boy can't start twerking.
So last night at Komodo, I saw my idol, one of my idols, Usain Bolt, when I had a picture with him. Was not at all an awkward encounter. It was smooth. What celebrity encounter have you guys had that's been the most awkward, or have you had an awkward celebrity encounter?
I was at Guitar Center in Hollywood, California, not Hollywood, Florida. I was in Cali, and I was in the Guitar Center. I was like shopping for audio interface or something like that. And you know Kyle, the rapper, the Hey Julie, he did shit with Lil Yachty, like anyway. So his like slogan, and on all of his songs, he'll be like I'm Kyle, or like, hey Kyle, some shit like that. So I see this nigga, or this guy, my bad. I see Kyle, and he's like in the hallway or something like that. And I look over and I go, I'm Kyle. And when I tell you he gave me the weirdest look ever, man looked at me like, and I'm like, wait a second, like that's you, right? Like it's Kyle, right? And he's like, oh yeah, what's up? And just walked past. And I was like, bro, that shit was awful.
He didn't show you no love?
Didn't show me no love, bro.
Wow, you felt sick.
And I literally like loud too. It was like not hella loud, but I was like, I'm Kyle.
What did you expect from his response?
I don't know. I thought he was like, yeah, something, bro.
Like say it back to you?
I'm telling you, bro.
I'm Kyle.
He dubbed me like a loser, bro. Like he really.
That's hilarious,
bro.
That's the only one I can think of.
Come on, man. Who really up? Come on, bro.
That's funny.
That's the only one
Come
I
on,
can really
man.
think of.
Tell me a Kyle song. My bad, Kyle. You probably go crazy, but not in my
You
not in my will.
apologize to him. You ain't gotta say that.
Not in my will.
Tell him his music trash. He dubbed me.
I'm Kyle Aguilar.
There we go.
What about you, Chubb?
What?
What's your? Do you have a weird celebrity encounter?
No, I ain't had no awkward. You know what I'm saying? Me and Pluto, me and Slime, we just be kicking it.
He don't know you. I seen Fergie on the sideline at the Chargers game, and I shook her hand. I just said I love you. I didn't know what to say. I don't even fuck with Fergie. I didn't know what to say.
She's a legend.
I mean, I used to like, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't know what else to say, so I was just like, I love you. And she's like, thank you, love you too.
That's tight.
That wasn't awkward. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
So
She probably like that, bro.
oh God, hey for you.
Well, boys, I appreciate y'all coming on the show, man.
Yes, sir.
It's been an honor.
Scar TV.
Scam Hood. And there you have it, folks. Another episode of B-Scar TV. Please leave a comment, subscribe, give us a little feedback, some constructive criticism, because we're trying to get better.
Don't
At
be
the end
too
of the
mean.
day,
Don't be too mean.
it's the pursuit of high quality content, and it's an endless pursuit. We'll see y'all next time.
Scar out.